Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is still June 14th. It's about 10:45 Eastern Standard Time. Doing this show early tonight so I can get it out and record it for you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys made some money today in the W. As far as the recap goes, I think it was 3-0 again today. WNBA starting to pick up a little bit, man. We got enough data. Kind of feels like things are rocking now. Marine Johannes over her 1.5 3. She had 2. I was hoping that she got the 3 or 4. But Washington couldn't stick around. First half under Washington in New York. We had that on the list. 81.5. I think they got to like 60 because the Washington Mystics can't score the basketball. In Atlanta, they scored a bunch of points. Team totals at 88.5. They scored 102 against that tempo defense that was really, really bad. And I probably, retrospect, I should have just laid it with Atlanta. Tempo not a good team, and being down, Kiki Rice didn't help any at all either. So nice little bounce back one for them. Hopefully you guys made some money today. Let's jump into it for today. We'll start off with Jackson. Your AI sports betting tool is linked in the description. If you guys are interested in checking it out, use that link to sign up, and you will save yourself some coins. So same prompt, going right back to it since Jackson had such a good day today or yesterday, depending on when you're watching this. I know the Sabrina over 3.5 rebounds was a loser, but Mystics was the right play and the Dream were the right play, and Jackson liked both. So both favorites covered. We got 3 games for tomorrow. Let's jump into the prompt. So prompt is analyze tomorrow's June 15th WNBA slate to identify the highest value opportunities for point spread and player props. For point spreads, highlight teams with a strong against the spread record when facing similar matchup variables such as rest advantage, home away splits, and recent offensive efficiency surges, such as rest advantages. For player props, focus on lines that have a significant discrepancy against recent 5-game rolling averages, tracking changes in usage rate data to injuries or favorable defensive matchups. Specifically target matchups in points, rebounds, or assists. Please provide the data, underlying metrics, and reason for each recommendation. So Jackson tells me that it likes the Dallas Wings plus the 2.5 against the Las Vegas Aces. It says that the Dallas Wings are catching points at home against the Aces, and the value here is significant. The Wings have been competitive at home, and their plus 138 money line suggests they are live underdogs to win outright. Getting 2.5 points provides a solid cushion in what projects to be a tight contest. The Aces have shown vulnerability on the road, and I don't know about that. They lost 1, I think, and that was to Dallas, though. We'll talk about it. And Dallas has the offensive firepower led by Paige Beckers to keep this game within a single possession. With the spread sitting at essentially a bucket, the Wings' home court advantage makes this the sharp play. So that's the first one. The next one is, I'll give you guys a player prop. Kelsey Plum, first player prop that comes up is Kelsey Plum over her 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So it says that Kelsey Plum has been on an absolute tear, clearing the 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists line in 80% of her last 5 games with a staggering mean of 39.5. Her 10-game rolling average is 35.7, which is more than 6 units higher than tonight's line. She's been the engine of the Sparks offense, and her recent volume is simply too high to ignore. On the road, she's been even better, averaging 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists in visitor games this season. The Valkyries defense versus her position ranks 4th, which is strong, but Plum's recent form suggests she's matchup proof. At minus 109 on Caesars, this is elite value on a player prop in peak form. So Jackson likes Kelsey Plum over her points, rebounds, and assists. There's also a line here or some analysis here for Courtney Williams over her 21.5 points plus rebounds as well. And I'll give you guys just that. So it's always like 4 player props and the play on every side, which I don't know about all those plays, but take what you like, leave what you don't, and use it for your own, analysis as well. Let's jump straight into it, man. Let's get through these 3 games that we got and get out of here. So first up, we got the Dallas Wings at the crib, getting 2.5, like Jackson said. This line was at 3.5 when it first opened. Aces were laying 3.5 on most books. And total was sitting right around 178. And now we've seen the total it's kind of still about 178, and the spreads come down since Paige Beckers has been upgraded to probable after missing that last game. So Kennedy Carter will be out for tomorrow. She has some kind of illness, and Odyssey Sims, of course, will continue to be out on the Dallas side of things. So we got an Aces team that's been red hot, 7-1 straight up on the road. Again, the only loss that they have came to this Dallas Wings team when they were on the road I think it was on the 28th. It's about 2 weeks and a couple of days ago. They won 6 in a row, have covered 4-6. They're coming off the best win of the season, in my opinion, against the Minnesota Lynx. I'm watching that game on one TV yesterday while I'm watching San Antonio just have a complete meltdown against the New York Knicks. But they were laying 3.5 in that game, so they didn't get the cover. But they did look really, really good. Scored 100 points for the third straight game, at least. And then on the opposite side, you got Dallas Wings, 4-2 straight up at home. They're 7-3 ATS in their last 10. They're coming off that 1-point loss to the Portland Fire without Paige Beckers. And outside of Minnesota, this team has been red hot recently. They played really, really well. They played 3 of their last 4 games on the road, and this is their 6th straight different arena. Man, they did win the earlier matchup. They actually beat, the Aces. They were getting 5.5 points in that game. They ended up winning the game by 8. I watched that game very, very closely, specifically the second half. And Aces their offense just went really, really dry. Dallas played some really good defense in that game. And we saw the Aces not be able to get a stop when they really, really needed to also. Kennedy Carter had 14 points in that game. She shot the 3-point shot really, really well, I think, but it just wasn't enough. Dallas scored a ton of points. In this one, I kind of think a couple things. So first, I do think Dallas is live. I do like Jackson's angle on that. I think if I'm betting, I am taking Dallas. I think, this, as much as I want to call it like a letdown spot for the Aces, I'm not sure if it'll be a letdown spot just because I know that they beat the Minnesota Lynx, and you can just tell by how hard they play. If anybody had a chance to watch it, they really wanted that game against Minnesota. So can they put together back-to-back really good efforts like that? I think that they can. I just don't think that they will. You got Dallas coming off a loss. Dallas has shown that they can, compete with this team again as well. The problem is Dallas is only getting 2.5. So essentially, you need Dallas to win the game, lose the game on a bucket beater or something, buzzer beater or something like that to keep it within a possession. So that scares me a little bit. But the like Jackson said, the reason that this line, the value that you're not getting on Dallas anymore because they have been doing really, really good. I kind of think that they are the right side. I'm taking the points. I'll take the home dog here. I had a couple trends that also said take the home dog. I also got a trend on the under, which I really like. And it's really just 2 good teams, and you got a home dog outside of playoff time. That's about 69% all time. Now, of course, it's really difficult to get to an under in a Aces and Wings game. Number 1 offensive rated team are the Aces. You can see it at the top left of the corner. This Dallas Wings team not too far behind. They're top 5. Vegas not the greatest defense. 10th in defensive rating, and defensive rating for Dallas is 6. So Dallas actually has the better defensive rating as well. You can see that the net rating, Aces are 6.3. Dallas is only a 5.4, and that includes the Portland game from 2 nights ago as well. So I do think that Dallas is the right side. Maybe a Dallas team total over. I do think the game will be played with pace, but I kind of think the game goes under. So I think Dallas and under are my preferred sides here. Player prop wise, we go over to Outlier really quickly. A little short field trip. Outliers linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. So one person I'm looking at in this game is, and kind of thinking that the game goes under. I don't really like betting a lot of overs, but Chelsea Gray has been absolutely on fire. I think if you are playing a player prop, you want to look at her. Her points prop, you can see here is listed at 11.5, minus 118 on Caesars, minus 113 on Novig, minus 120. These will probably be minus 140 in the morning. Like you see, it opened at 11.5, went up to 12.5, back down to 11.5. She's just been money. And it's not, I'm not really paying attention to hit rates. We've been, oh, shoot. You know what? Let me minimize myself up so you guys can't even see. I'm moving too fast. So here's Chelsea Gray of the Las Vegas Aces. So I'm not really looking at these hit rates anymore, right? I've been like, used to really pay attention to her rates. I mean, it looks good, right? 8 of her last 10. You can see that she did go under in this Dallas game. But what I've been looking at more so, it's really all about opportunity, right? So you see that the minutes are there. She's a part of, just the three-headed snake for this Las Vegas Aces team. So the minutes are solidified, 35.5 per game. You can see that right here. One possession game is what the books are setting it at, right? So the minutes should be there. But look at the field goals. Like this is what is more intriguing to me. You just need her to get to 12 points. On the season, she's shooting 46%. So the odds just tell you that if she's going to you look at her last 5 games, she's gotten 11 plus attempts in every single game, 2 10 plus attempt games and 11 attempts. So we just need her to shoot, 40%, 45% from the field, maybe a free throw here or there. And she clears this line, right? So it's not even just the made field goals. She's been a lot more aggressive recently, but I just think that if she continues to shoot the ball this many times, she's going to get this number, So that's what I like here. I like Chelsea Gray in this spot to continue to be able to score the basketball and to get to 12 points, especially without Kennedy Carter being there as well, who I told you guys, she's already been ruled out. So for player prop wise, doesn't really align with what I'm thinking about the game because I like Dallas and under, but Chelsea Gray would probably be my favorite player prop. Maybe some Paige Becker's assist as well. And what's her name? Man, it's gonna kill me if I can't think of it. What is the center's name? I cannot think of her name to save my life. She had the big triple double game the last time that these two teams played. Like looking at her, maybe, I don't know, going back to her in some way, maybe rebounds. Jessica Shepard, that's who it was. She had the 22 point, 20 rebound, and 10 assist game. So maybe it's her assist as well. I kind of think we see under, though. I do think we see under with the Aces in a revenge spot. Maybe eventually their offense can score 100 points every single game. That's my thought process. Kind of contrarian, but yeah, that's my thought process. All right, let's move to the next one. I'll get through these next two a little quicker. So Portland, Minnesota, definitely not the greatest game one. The turf for tomorrow, or I guess on the court for tomorrow. 13.5 is the number. And total about 169.5. If I check to see the opener, looks like 11.5 on FanDuel, 12.5 on DraftKings. Yeah, and it's only going up. The Minnesota Lynx has taken money here, and for good reason, man. I think Katie Samuelson is the only person listed as questionable, or I think it's Carly that plays for Portland. And Minnesota doesn't have anybody on the injury report outside of their normal people. So looking at Portland, they are coming off a nice win. We talked about them on Saturday for the game against Dallas. They end up winning that game with Paige Becker sitting out, win that game by 1 point. They had actually lost 4 in a row and hadn't covered any of them. And, playing against the Dallas Wings without Paige Beckers and then having to go play Minnesota, who lost the game where they gave up 100 points, is two totally different teams. This Minnesota team had been red hot. And I guess you can kind of say they're still red hot, but, they get their flame put out a little bit because they gave up 100 points to the Aces on the road. That ended an 8-game winning streak for them on Saturday night. And offensively, defensively, they've still been red hot. You can see everything green on the right-hand side of the screen, right? Second in offensive rating, first in defensive rating, first in net rating, points per game, they're first, limiting their opponents to this, first fewest points per game, playing pretty fast at the 6th fastest pace. They got a lot of matchup advantages in this game as well. It's difficult for me not to want to lay the points in this game. It's also difficult for me to want to take Portland to be able to score the basketball. When I was matching these two teams up, Minnesota is probably going to be able to score points off turnovers. The Portland Fire give up the second most. Minnesota scores the most in the NBA. Minnesota also scores the second most points in the paint. Second chance points. And this Portland Fire team gives up the second most. Minnesota likes to get out and push, 6th in fast break points. Portland gives up the second most. So Minnesota team total is like 92.5, which they only average 91.5. So it's not necessarily the greatest combination. I think Portland's going to struggle to score the basketball. I think if I'm playing, I'm probably just laying. Honestly, I don't like laying these bigger numbers. It's really difficult for me too. Minnesota doesn't have a look ahead at all. They still need to win by margin, even though they lost to the Aces and are, I guess, considered a game back. Yeah, I don't know. I wrote Portland team total under in my notes, but it's super low. It's like 76.5, and they have struggled to get to that number. They averaged just 82, and Minnesota's giving up 79. And if Portland, if they dictate any kind of pace in this game, it will be played slower. And I just don't see a lot of ways for Portland to be able to score the basketball successfully in this game. Maybe their three-point shot is falling. Minnesota's like one of the better teams in the WNBA. They're actually third in the NBA in opponent three-point percentage, even though they give up a bunch of attempts. It's just not a lot of ways for Portland to be able to score the basketball here. So Portland team total under, especially if the game slows down. Again, Portland is the second slowest paced team in the W, but Minnesota is sixth in pace. So we'll see what it looks like. I would go under Portland team total specifically though in this one. Don't really think I'm gonna bet the game though. And player prop wise, didn't really look too deeply into it. Like I think the game could be a blowout, so it could be some unders in there as well. So we'll skip past that one. Hit the like if you can, subscribe if you guys have not, and let's get to the last one. So the Sparks and the Golden State Valkyries. I did bet this one. This is one that I did bet. I think the line that I bet is still available as well. So as far as injury report goes, didn't see anybody on it for the Sparks, didn't see anybody on it for the Valkyries. Line open for, I think it was 4.5. It's up to 5.5 on most books now. And as far as the total goes, I didn't bet the total, so I don't know where it opened. 172 is where it opened at, and it's up to 172.5. I expect both of these teams to, play fast. They have been over teams in general. Matter of fact, I actually made a graphic. I'll share this with you guys at the end. I'll actually, let's see real quick. I might be able to get this set up quick, and then we can get back into the breakdown of this game. Let's see. All right, so let's go here. Let's do that. Let's go here. Let's do that. And let's go here and here. All right, cool. I got it. So I'll have this graphic on I meant to put this at the beginning actually, but it's cool. It's all good. I'll share this with you guys in just a second. But getting back into this game, these are like two of the teams that go over more than any other team on this season. This Valkyries team, just starting with the total, 9-4 to the over. That's 69%. And then of course the Sparks love overs as well. They're 9-4 to the over, 69% as well. Games going over by average of about 7 points. Valkyries games going over by average of about 1.5. So you got the two, teams that go over the most. You got a Sparks team that's actually been playing pretty well too. 5-1 straight up on the road. They've been much better on the road than they have been in LA. They've won 3 in a row now, and they're coming off their overtime game against the Phoenix Mercury on Saturday night, where they just couldn't get a stop. Kalia Copper absolutely lit them up. I think she had 20 at halftime, almost finished with 40. And they played 3 of their last 4 games over the total. Speaking of the Sparks as well, 7 of their last 10 have actually gone over the number. And this is the last of a 3-game road trip for them. On the Golden State side of things, they've been pretty decent at home, 5-2 straight up. I think they've covered 5 of those spreads as well when they've been a favorite at home. But they're only 4-6 ATS in their last 10. Back-to-back wins, though, against Phoenix and Seattle. 3 straight non-covers, though. So it's the way I kind of think about this game. This is the first meeting of the season as well. Golden State actually won 3 of the 4 last season, and they covered 3 of the 4 spreads as well. The Sparks won the first one, I think. So the way I kind of think about this game is I like the Golden State side. I did bet Golden State. I got 4.5. There's a couple things that kind of stand out to me. One, Golden State being at home. I like that. I don't like that the Sparks are coming off the overtime game. So let's jump into it. On this season, so not even a season, like this is just a query I've been paying attention to for a while now. And it's actually something I follow in the NBA as well. But just looking at teams that have the rest before and after the game, and they're at home in the laying points, it's been really, really good. About 67% over all time, over about a 98 game sample. And it's 5-1 ATS this season as well. So 83% this season, covering by average of about 5.5 points this season. Valks, I mentioned this, they have a 1-day rest advantage. Sparks also coming off the overtime game. Kelsey Plum, a lot of those starters played north of like 35 minutes. And the Valkyries have been decent at home. When they win, they typically win by margin. When they've been a favorite and they've won, it's been by 16, 27, a 2-point win in here, which I'll talk about in just a second, 18-6. So as long as we don't get the 2, which the 2-point win, which even in the 2-point game that they won, they were only laying up 1.5. So they still covered. I think we'll be good in this spot. Sparks have just one of their 6 losses by fewer than 5 points. But they've also haven't covered a game when they've lost. So they're 0-6 in the 6 games that they've lost. And I think the Valkyries dominate the boards. I think they slow down NECA. I think, they throw a bunch at Kelsey Plum and get the balls out of her hands and make players like Erica Wheeler, more of a scorer. We'll see what she can do. And, guards like Ariel Atkins, not to say that they can't shoot, because the Valkyries are actually not a really good defensive team as far as guarding the 3-point line as of late either. So I think the Valkyries offense will be, I think it'll be in really good shape in this game though. So I like the Valkyries minus the points in this game. I want to fade the team coming off the overtime, playing their Thursday road game. And then player prop wise, if we go back to Outlier, and then we'll get into a quick recap. I'll show you guys that graphic I was talking about, get to a quick recap and we'll get out of here. So on the player prop side of things for this game, it's Ms. Burton, Veronica. Her assist sitting at 6.5. I like the over on Veronica Burton. Maybe even points too. I didn't really look too deeply into points, but 6.5 is her assist line. You can see on the full season, she's averaging right at 6. So you just need her to get one more assist in this game than she typically averages over in back-to-back games. In these games, she also has 15 plus potential assists. So she's on a nice little streak. Recently, it's the head of the snake for this Golden State offense, right? Sparks actually allow the most assists over the last 5 games on the full season. You can see that they're also giving up the most assists in the WNBA. And it's not even close. Last 5 games, they're actually giving up 4 more assists than any other team in the WNBA. So it's not even close, like 25-21, whoever is second worst. And I mentioned, 13 potentials at least in back-to-back games. I looked at Veronica Burton in games where she's had 13 potentials or more, because that's what she averages on the season. She's actually over in 5 of her 7 games this season. She's averaging closer to 8 assists. So I like Veronica Burton in this spot a lot as well. I didn't bet that because I bet the Valkyries, but if I'm betting a secondary prop, a secondary play, and you like player props, I do think Veronica Burton is in a really good spot. Fast-paced game, up and down the floor. I kind of feel like the Valkyries, even though, if we go back to the the main page here, it talks, it shows that the Valkyries are, the slowest paced team in the WNBA right here, 15th in pace, but it feels like they play a lot faster than that. Now, can the game slow down? Yes, we just saw them slow down in Seattle, but if they get into a track meet of any kind with this Sparks team that's 3rd in pace, Veronica Burton should get even more, potential assists as well. So I like Veronica Burton over her assist prop. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So you screenshot this if you need to, but this is just a WNBA screenshot as well, right? So it shows each team's straight up record, their ATS record. Beside that in margin, it just shows either if it's a positive number, how much they're covering by, like if they're winning straight up, how much they're winning by. ATS, if it's negative, it's how much they're losing by. So you see the Sun, 2-13, average losses, 11.27 points. ATS wise, they're failing to cover by about 3 points. So no matter what the spread is, they're not covering, which is terrible. That's crazy. Same thing for the Mercury down there. Terrible team ATS wise, only 33%. What is that, the worst in the W? Yeah, it's the worst in the W. And then the Sparks at 8.5% because they started the season off so terrible as well. Where are the Valkyries? 7-6. So about break even for them. 54% so far this season. Over under, same thing. And then over under record as well. So screenshot this if you guys need it. I'll try to keep it updated maybe once a week or something like that. I'm probably not gonna do it every single day. But yeah, that's it for today, man. We'll get into a quick recap and we shall get out of here. Let's go back to the top. We have Dallas for me, man. If I'm betting at Dallas plus the points, call me crazy, call me contrarian, but I kind of feel like that first game goes under 2. These are not the greatest defenses, but I think the Aces offense gonna come back down to earth. So under 178.5, that's a big number to get to. 178.5 is available on a couple books right now. No juice available on DraftKings right now as well. And Chelsea Gray, I probably won't bet it, but Chelsea Gray over her 11.5 points. Kind of feel like something's just gonna go crazy in that game for the Aces, but we'll see. Portland, Minnesota. I think if I'm playing, I'm laying, but I'm gonna stay away from that one. And Portland team total, I think I had that on the list. And it's a low number, but I don't think that they get there. Under 77.5 is available right now. In that one, I think I would play that before I played the spread. And Las Vegas. Golden State minus. I got 4.5. Veronica Burton over 6.5 assists as well. I did bet Golden State. I'll make this great. And I may bet something else. We'll see what else changes. But these are the ways that I'm thinking about the games tomorrow, at least, man. I hope this was helpful for you guys. As always, resources linked here in the description, of course. As always, check them out. Jackson Outlier, Moneyballer, Odds Jam. And that'll be it, man. I will catch you guys again on Tuesday. Enjoy your Monday, man. Enjoy the action. I'm out.